Okay, last time we looked at how to use content to grow your brand, and in today's class, we're going to be looking at how to set up a content marketing funnel. All right, and then if there's time, we'll look at another topic as well. So, when you think about a funnel, what comes into your mind?
Something that helps passage.
Okay, great. So, obviously, if we're to go by that, you know what content marketing funnel should be about. All right, like what a funnel does, a content marketing funnel does something similar. All right, so now we're going to be looking at how to set up a content marketing funnel, and I need you to know that a content marketing funnel helps you visualize the journey that potential customers go through when considering a purchase. All right, so it's part of a larger overall content marketing strategy. So it involves, let's say, okay, obviously you have a goal, you have a goal in mind. So we're looking at the processes involved to accomplish that goal. What channel, how did they, what journey, what was the customer journey from the beginning to getting to the end point? So from the time they knew about the product to eventually purchasing the product. So what actually went on in between? So that's where content marketing funnel comes into play. And there are different models for creating content marketing funnel. But then we are going to be looking at the AEC model, which is A stands for awareness, E for evaluation, and C for conversion. All right. So if you check, say each stage serves a purpose in the customer's journey. So a detailed content marketing strategy should address these questions. Number one, what type of content do I need to create? Number two, how will I measure the success of my content? Number three, where can I improve my content strategy? So you're going to be looking at all these things when coming up with your content marketing funnel. Now, to do this, you may want to build what we call a customer journey map or a customer experience map. All right, so that's what's going to help you to make the most of your content marketing. All right, now looking at the awareness level. Now, when potential customers come across your content, you should assume that they are unaware of your brand or the services you provide. So this forms the top of your content marketing funnel. So you know how the funnel is structured. From the top, it's more like I don't want to say upside down triangle, but from the top, it's wider up there, and it gets narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower. All right, so it's basically sifting. All right, bringing them down from the general pool and bringing them through a streamlined process to accomplish your goal. So let's say, for example, um, um, Apple launches a new product. Let's say iPhone 16. All right, and iPhone 16 is out, and then I'm on my Instagram account and I just see an ad pop up, or I see somebody makes a post and like check out this feature from the, let's say, the latest iPhone 16, and I see that person. I'm like, oh, so there's an iPhone 16. I never knew. Okay, I thought it stopped at iPhone 14. So at that point now, you are now aware of the product. And now, after being aware of the product, now the next thing you want to do now is you want to check it out, not so, and you want to see what this product is like or what makes it different from the others. So the next stage now, it's what we call, because after the awareness stage, your interest is aroused. All right. Now you can see here on this particular slide, like the example I was trying to um the picture I was trying to paint now. I say now in the awareness stage, it's your job to make them aware. So you can use content types such as blog posts, social media posts, infographics, videos, and all that. So the same thing I was saying. So you went on your Instagram and then you're scrolling and then you see a post from somebody about the latest iPhone 16. Alright, so that's the awareness stage. You're aware. Now, the next thing now, after they've been aware, they now have the interest to know more about the product. Alright, they have that interest to know more about what this product is. So haven't gone there to go and check it out. You know, in the middle of the funnel, your potential customers will decide whether or not they need your product or service. Alright, you are also attempting to build trust with your customer in the evaluation stage. So your potential customers are looking for content that demonstrates why they should choose your products or service. So now, what this is saying basically now, let's say they are aware of your products or they are aware of your service. The next thing now is the interest phase now. In the interest phase now, they now go to start researching about your product. What's so special about this iPhone 16? Why should I buy an iPhone 16 instead of an iPhone 15 or 14 and all that? They're now making researches and they're like, okay, why? They're just evaluating basically. Alright, they've not yet said they were going to purchase from you or whatever. They are still within that, they are still in the interest phase, alright, but in the interest phase now, they are now doing some evaluation, and the evaluation is going to determine whether they will convert or not. Now, in the same vein, now, if you have, let's say you sell hairs, and then your friend next door sells hairs as well, so they see your content, they see your friend's content, they now come to your content and it strikes them. They're like, okay, why should I buy hairs from this particular vendor and not from this other vendor? So that's what the evaluation stage is all about. All right, so now some of this kind of content, sorry, give me a minute. All right, so your potential customers are looking for content that demonstrates why they should choose your product or service. So for example, you see those content ideas, formats we talked about, case studies, useful resources, downloads, events, webinars, and all that. So this is where they come in handy, alright, because they'll come in handy in this evaluation stage. You have a new product that is out. Okay, let me not even use the hair as an example. Let me just use a generic example. Let's say there is a new product that is out, and there are other of that product, like similar to that particular product, but from a different brand. But now your company now launched its own version of that product. So now they want to look at why they should actually use yours or buy yours and not from your competitors. So this is where case studies can come in. This is where testimonials can come in. Okay, testimonials of people that have actually used this product, and it's going to help to support them to action. Case studies, you can do a case study of, let's say, your products versus your competitors' products. All right, so you can be like, okay, so these are the features of this other product. You may not necessarily address, like, call the competitor's name, like this is the particular competitor you're talking about, but you can just make it the generic. Okay, other competitors, these are the kind of things that they offer you from this kind of product, or what makes our own product different is this, that, and that. So in that case study now that you now do, you can even go further to even embed the testimonials. Remember when we were talking about content formats, I told you that you can use more than one content format in one piece of content. It just depends on your creativity, right? So you can have the case studies and testimonials embedded inside of them. You can provide useful resources. Okay, how to use these products, to inform them, educational content to show them how to actually use this content. You can give them freebies, all right, free downloadables, templates they can try out on their own. Then you can do events. You can host webinars, free webinars, where you're demonstrating maybe if it's a software product, for example, you're demonstrating how to use it. Let's say Canva, for example. Now, let's say Canva was just launched, all right, as an alternative to Designer, because there's an app called Designer, all right. So it was just launched now, and they host a webinar. They are showing you, okay, when you enter Canva, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is where to find templates, this is where to get Instagram formats kind of templates, this is where to get wedding templates, birthday templates, and all that. So they teach you all the stuff now in the webinars. It's to encourage you to actually take an action. So while you're doing that, you're evaluating this product. Okay, with these features that I can see, with these benefits that these people say that this product is going to give me, that this is something I would like to try, right? So if you've done the evaluation, it now takes you to the next stage of the content marketing funnel, which is conversion, right? Now, in conversion, you're giving your potential customers clear reasons why buying your product or service is a smart thing to do, right? So the content funnel up to this point has been about getting customers interested in your product. Remember, we said awareness, interest, all right? So after the interest, they're supposed to have like some kind of desire, right? Once they have the desire, they now take action. This is where the whole conversion thing ties up. So by offering side-by-side comparison of similar products, all right, I already talked about this in the previous slide, and highlighting how your product or your service is superior, you can easily influence a purchase or interaction with your soon-to-be customers. All right, so if you've done all these things right from the evaluation stage, and you've created content, helpful, resourceful content for your target audience, it becomes easier for them to convert from your piece of content that you put out. It's easier for them to take action, right? So that's where the conversion phase ties up. So I want to know if you have any questions so far before we move to the next segment.
Is it the only thing you can do to convert your customers? Like, because giving them clear reasons to get them interested, is it not still like making them aware of something?
Of course, you're still doing everything. All the bottom line is that you're trying to make them convert, all right? So you're still, your content that you're putting out there is to give them the clear reasons for them to convert. Now, remember this awareness, evaluation, and conversion funnel. From the larger spectrum is more about your audience. It's more about your audience, all right? So from the point they are aware, so what are the things, what are the steps that you're going to take to make them move from, or is your content would I say your content strategy strong enough to move them from point A to point B to point C? Let's say now the awareness stage now, about Canva now. They see, okay, there's a product like Canva. They are just aware that there's a product like Canva. Now you make a couple of more posts on Canva. So they just come online and they are seeing Canva later everywhere. Maybe the first day they did not check it out or anything, they just saw it and passed. At that point, they are aware because they've seen that a Canva exists. All right. So that's the first point of the funnel. So now, when you keep on putting out content that is going to lure them, helpful resources and all that, eventually they now pick interest in knowing what this Canva thing is about. Alright, they check up your other articles or your other content that is out there. And now they're not like, okay, they're not knowing more things about Canva even without subscribing to Canva yet. So they're now knowing more things about Canva. At that stage, they're interested and they're making their evaluations based on that. Okay, should I use this product? And then when you now go a step further into giving out case studies or hosting webinars or playing around with your content strategy, it now brings out this, would I say, hunger for them to actually want to purchase from you. And at the end of the day, if the offer is good enough and they are convinced through your content, obviously, because even testimonials you put out is still content. If they are convinced through your content, they now eventually convert. So that's just what this funnel is all about. What I would have said was another funnel that is very popular is the AIDA funnel. AIDA, AIDA, and AIDA stands for awareness, interest, desire, and action. I don't know if you've heard of it before.
No.
Okay, so there is something like that. Maybe later you can, I didn't include it in this, but later you can browse about it. It's AIDA, AIDA. So awareness, interest, desire, action. A new product is out, they are aware of it. They click to know about it, they're interested in it. They become interested in it. Now they desire to have it, that's the third stage. And then after desiring to have it, they go ahead and make the purchase. That's just them taking action. So it's the same thing as them converting. So it's similar to this AEC model. It's just that, would I say, that one is more clearly spelled out. Okay, you can see this is awareness, this is interest, this is desire, this is action. But in this AEC model, basically between the awareness and evaluation stage, the interest still comes in between there, because once they are aware, for them to make evaluation, they have to be first interested in knowing what the product is about. So now between the evaluation and the conversion stage, you now see where the desire comes in from the AIDA model. Okay, they desire, having made this evaluation, they desire to have this product. And then finally, the conversion stage, where they now take the action. Do you understand it now?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so I hope I answered the question, or it's still not clear.
It's okay.
Are you sure
It's okay.
you've understood it?
Yes.
Your yes doesn't sound convincing. You're drawing your yes.
Yes. What do you expect me to say?
Okay. I just wanted to be sure that we're on the same page. All right. So having said that, we are moving to the next topic. All right. Yeah, that was supposed to be the topic for today, but the last time, because of the network hurdles, we weren't able to really hold the class. So, how to set up a content creation roadmap or system. Like the name implies, content creation roadmap. So it's basically telling you exactly how to get from where you are to where you are going. All right. So it's still, the funnel still falls in. It's similar to the funnel, but just that this now is more about you organizing your whole content creation process. So it's not really, this is not necessarily about your target audience. Your sales funnel has to do largely with your target audience, but your content creation roadmap is actually about you, how you're going to work, your workflow to actually produce content. All right. So from what you can see on the slide, in like a traditional roadmap, it tells you exactly how you get to where you want to go to, right, from where you are. So it helps you assess your current content to see what's working, what needs to be changed, and where your efforts are not paying off at all. All right. So another thing that it does is that, sorry, I'm going a bit fast. Okay. So when you are able to analyze your competitor's content to see what they are doing and how your content can fit into the current landscape, you'll be able to build a clear content strategy and plan for working it out. All right. So even while you're building your own content roadmap to work with your system, you also need to consider. Remember the last time I told you about in our how to do a competitor analysis class, I told you computer analysis is very, very important. It's dangerous for you to do anything on social media without looking at what your competitors are doing. All right, so you have to take consideration this content creation roadmap, what your competitors are doing with their content, how are their content strategies tying up, what's their roadmap like. All right, so you have to consider that for you to be able to know how to build yours effectively, or to look for the gap that your own content can fill or fit into the current landscape. So your content roadmap will include ideas for updating and enhancing your existing content and producing more result-oriented new content for either your website or your social media. All right. Then these are some basic steps involved when you want to create your content roadmap. Number one, conduct a content research. And remember now, content research is basically you making research on the content you want to put out, and then you cannot do your content research without doing your keywords. So it's still you basically do your keyword research, and I'm not going to overflog it since I've already showed you how to do keyword analysis and research. So after that, then create your keyword and topic portfolio. Now this part is very, very important. Remember when I told you when you were searching for your keywords, I told you to be writing them down, be documenting them. All right, have a handful of them out of those keywords. Now it doesn't mean that you're going to create content with exactly those keywords, but those keywords are going to give you like a rough idea on what to do or how to create yours. All right, so after you've gotten your keywords, you can now create your own keyword portfolio, or you can create your own topic portfolio. All right, so that's what you can do. So after doing your keyword research and your topic portfolio, the next thing now is your topic creativity and prioritization. Remember, we're talking about content roadmap here now. So your topic creativity now, at this point now, you're going to be looking at your headlines instead of saying 5 ways to grow your social media account. You can say something like 5 infallible ways to rock your social media game. Number 3 is going to be a no-brainer. Number 3 is going to get you excited or something like that. So you're just playing around with the topics, with the headlines, because you're trying to arrest their interest. All right. So this is where you do it. So after you've done your topic creativity, all right, you've played around with your headlines and whatnot. The next thing now is your prioritization. Now this is where scheduling comes in. All right, this is where content scheduling comes in. You've gotten your topics, the things you want to work on. The next thing now is your prioritization. Which one comes first? You have a handful of content, 300 contents, whatever. So which one are you posting on Monday? Which one are you posting on Tuesday? Which one comes first and which one comes next? That is where your prioritization comes in. All right. Then the content organization part is where you're going to be organizing your content, just like it entails. You're organizing your content. What is the structure of your content? All right. What's the structure of your content? Are you going to start with a hook? Even when you're doing whether you're doing a video, you're doing a written form, you're doing whatever, how is your content going to be organized? Okay, if it is a blog article, how many headlines are you going to be looking at? How many headlines are you going to be looking at? What's the first headline going to be like? What's the next one? How many paragraphs are you going to write from this? How many words in total are you going to have from this? That's where content organization comes in. If it's a video, you're looking at how many topics, or how many, not even topics, how many points or key points do you want to cover in this video? How many points do you want to cover in this video? And then what's the length of this video? So you have to decide on it so you don't go overboard. This is where your content organization comes in, and then content summary for every piece of content ideas. So basically from this you can see that you obviously need a written document. Either you type it on your phone or you write it out. So you're going to have like content summaries for every piece of content ideas. That means the end point of this content idea, this particular content, when my target audience views this content or reads this content, this is what is expected in return. This is what I want them to get out of this content. All right, so that's where your content summary comes into play. Now the next thing here you want to look at, these are some tools used for content creation. Obviously you know Canva, which is what I'm using right now for this presentation, for creating amazing designs. You should have heard of Grammarly, or you probably use Grammarly for creating grammatically error-free written content. All right, it's going to help you to ensure if you're doing a written content format that it's actually grammatically correct and friendly. All right, it's readable as well. So Grammarly helps a lot with that. So Postsumo, you can use it for researching, content planning, and all that. CapCut for video creation. I use CapCut a lot on my phone. You can use CapCut. CapCut's alternative, you have VLLO, Viva Video. You have VLLO, Viva Video, and the likes of them. There are a couple of other ones. There's Adobe Premiere Rush, the phone version of Adobe Premiere Pro. You can use it for video editing. You have Camtasia, you can use as well for video creation as well. So these are some of them you can use for your content creation. So do you have any question here before we move over to the next section? You said?
No.
Okay, so you're good to go. All right. So now in this session, we're looking at how to become a better content creator. All right. Now you know what content creating is about, how to go about your content creation. But now, how do you become a better content creator? How do you become outstanding? What do you do to make sure you never run out of content ideas and all that? So basically, this is what we're going to cover in this particular section. So the first thing here is that you need to know that a content creator produces either entertaining or educational content that caters to the interests and challenges of a target audience. Remember, you must always have your target audience at the heart of your content creation. You cannot do content creation without a target audience. All right. So the content he or she produces can take many forms. All right, including blog posts, videos, ebooks, and what's not. Like I've said before. Now, the first thing you need to do, or you need to make a habit to help your content creation endeavor, you need to read news about your industry every day. All right. And now by doing this, you expose yourself to ample information needed to produce better content that speaks more to the audience you're looking for, because obviously the industry knows about your target audience than you. Yeah, the industry knows more about your target audience than you. So you need to read industry news, you need to know industry trends, what are the things that are going on. And this is the reason why you need to always be researching your competitors to know what's actual, because if you're always checking on your competitors, you will notice some trends, some things that they do more often or that's common between them. All right, so you need to know how to do this. You need to make reading a habit, and it's not just reading news, reading generally, reading different things, watching movies, getting inspiration from every and anywhere. Reading is going to help you a whole lot. All right, next thing is to write on a regular. All right, as a creative content creator, writing helps document your ideas to help you keep track of your content ideas. All right, so once you think of something, instead of just ignoring it and be like, okay, later you're going to work on it, at that very moment you write it down. You need to always have your phone notes. You need to make your phone notes your companion, right? So you always write down. Sometimes, just even if you're not going to post the content, just for the fun of writing, just start writing. All right. Once you just start writing, you'll be amazed where ideas will come from and inspiration will come from. You don't necessarily need inspiration to write. You just need to write to get the inspiration. I know it sounds tricky, but the moment you start writing, even if you're scribbling rubbish, it gets to a point where the inspiration starts flowing, especially if you've invested in reading a lot, because great writers are great readers. So both your caption ideas. Let's say, okay, the tone of voice you want to use in your content, you want to sound friendly or you want to sound persuasive. You can have a focus that, okay, today's writing challenge I'm going to be writing persuasive content, or I'm going to be writing persuasively. So you're going to be using obviously some kind of words. So your choice of words is going to be definitely different from when you're just writing a friendly piece of content, right? So write regularly is going to help you. Now, study your industry's audience. Now, this is not just studying your industry's trend. Now, you're studying the audience. If you study your audience deeply enough, you'll find interest and creative opportunities you wouldn't have found without studying them. All right. So you're going to see things about them that you probably you could take advantage of and bring it into your content marketing strategy. Remember, that's where this target audience persona comes in, and really understanding your target audience persona, because it's key for you to write better content that will actually appeal to them. Because at the end of the day, you're not writing content for yourself, you're writing content for people, and these people are called your target audience. All right. So now, just like I said while I was explaining the other points, I said establish your voice, your own voice. Now, you're not the only content creator in your industry. Obviously, you have other people creating content out there, other brands trying to push out their message, trying to market and sell, and the hustle and bustle and all that. So you're not the only one. So that means you're not the only one offering the advice, observations, or thought leadership your industry is asking for. So it's advisable for you to find what makes your content or your particular content different and more valuable. All right. So you guys can be talking about the same thing, but the way this guy talks about it, he says it in a humorous way. You can say it in a more professional way, or in a more official way, or persuasive way. All right. I'm sure maybe you know Aproko Doctor. You know Aproko Doctor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So if you were to do a survey on Aproko Doctor, what do you think his brand tone of voice is?
Joking, I guess.
Obviously, so you can tell that he has humor as his strategy. So whether he's on Twitter, on Facebook, in fact, he even started with Twitter first before he started going on Instagram. He was never active on Instagram and Facebook. It was Twitter he started as a Twitter influencer. But now, if you check his content, both his captions, even the videos, when he started eventually doing video content, you could still see he's still the same person. You can tell Aproko Doctor either by his writings or his video, and you can still tell, even just an audio, let's say a podcast, you can tell that this is still Aproko Doctor, because he has that humor attached. So it's a strategy he's very intentional about. That's his brand tone. All right. So when you're creating your own content, you need to stand out from the crowd, right? So you need to develop your own tone of voice. So even amongst jokers, comedians, they have their own tone of voice. They have their own brand tone, that their own sense of humor is different from the other person's sense of humor. A typical example, Sabinus' sense of humor is different from Brain Jota's sense of humor. It's different from low budget Obio's sense of humor, Sidney Tucker's sense of humor, and all that. So although they are all comedians, they are all meant to make you laugh, but their sense of humor is different. Their dynamics are totally different. So you need to know how to do this if you want to stand out from others in your niche. If not, you're just going to be a commodity in the mix of your industry or your target market, right? So I think this is where going to stop today. Okay, let me just talk about this one. Some tips to help you become a better content creator. Just continue. Create other people's content when it makes sense to. You can take a content, already existing piece of content from others, and then make it your own. You can just add some spice to it or something creative. Or you can even repost other people's content that you feel are worth reposting, but ensure you give them credit for that. Okay, you got this content from so and so person, all right? Then network in every given opportunity. Because when you network with other people, it gives an opportunity to share ideas and learn other people's experiences and hear from other people. So it's good you learn to network a lot. All right. Then offer your solutions to your target audience, and also try to listen to your target audience, because the target audience know more about what they want than you know about what they want. All right. So listen to them. You can find some helpful ideas for creating content from your target audience, and try to question everything, trying to find out the why. Okay, why is this thing like this? Why did this person react like this? Why did they make this content like this? Okay, what was this person trying to achieve when creating this content? Sometimes you need to get into the minds of your competitors as well. Think like them, not just thinking like a target audience. Okay, this competitor put out this content, and this content is really, really going viral. Wow, it's getting a lot of buzz and traffic. So there's definitely something that made that content go viral. So trying to think about it. What was this person thinking about? What was the whole ideation process to bring out this content? Try to read the hidden minutes or the unsaid said in every piece of content you see out there, and try to break it down in your mind. Try to put a structure to it. Okay, this person started like this. Some of these people now, you notice that, especially among video creators, they don't just start from the beginning. They may start from the middle or from the peak of the content, and then they will now start from the beginning. Have you noticed something like that before?
Sorry, can you repeat
Okay, where did you get lost?
the question? You said the question you just asked.
Okay,
Something like what?
I said when you're trying to put yourself in the minds of, or try to picture what your competitor was thinking when they were creating their content, especially for content that you notice went viral. Try to imagine what they were thinking when they were creating that content. And I said that just picture in your mind, okay, what they were thinking. I said now, for example, among video creators now, you notice the content structure they use a lot these days. They will start with the peak of the content and then start from the beginning. So maybe you can see a Sabino's video. You see a hook, something that is going to catch your attention at first, and then you now see how it began. I now ask you, have you seen content like that?
Yes.
Exactly. So it's very intentional, all right? So you try to picture it. Why did they do that? Because they were trying to arrest the attention of the target audience. Maybe the beginning probably was not, the beginning of the content was not enticing enough, or would not draw as much attention as the middle of the content. So it's just, you just serve them the meal or the breakfast before giving them dessert or whatever they call it. So that's a strategy. That's a strategy that they use a lot. So I think I've tried today, covered about 2 or 3 topics. So at this point, do you have any question before we call it a day?
No.
So you're good to go. Should I ask you questions?
No.
You said?
No, not. Okay, no, sir.
Okay. All right. So you go back. What you're going to do for me, you're going to go back, and then you're going to draw up a content roadmap for yourself using the steps that you saw. I believe you were taking notes. So you go back and you build the content roadmap based on these steps that I've already shown. You're going to pay attention to your organization and all that. All right. Yeah. All right. So if I don't handle on Thursday, my colleague will be the one handling it. I think she hasn't. You've not seen her, so you may see her that day. She may be the one handling it, or I may be the one. So just prepare your mind either way for the class on Thursday. All right. Thank you very much. Do have an amazing day, Tena.
Yeah.
All right, bye.